Hi everyone. My name is Alex and today I want to talk to you about something very important. It's about not giving up. Yes, never giving up. Learning English felt like an impossible journey. I remember when I first started. The words looked strange, the grammar was confusing, and every sentence felt like a mountain I had to climb. No matter how hard I tried, I kept making mistakes. I felt lost, like I was in a place where I could not find my way. For months, I studied hard. I spent hours reading, writing, and listening, hoping that one day it would all make sense. But each time, I would get the same result, mistakes. I tried to speak, but my words would not come out right. I felt embarrassed, and each time, I began to believe maybe I was not good enough to learn this language. I thought about giving up. It felt like everyone else was learning so quickly. I would see people speaking English easily, while I was here, struggling with every word. I thought maybe it's not for me. Maybe I should stop trying. I don't know if I can keep going. I'm so tired of feeling like I'm not good enough. But then, I remembered why I wanted to learn English. I wanted to connect with people. I wanted to share my story, to understand the world better. I also thought about the people who believed in me, people who told me, "Don't give up, Alex. You can do this." Maybe I was too focused on the mistakes. I had forgotten to see the progress I had made, even the small steps. I opened the window, letting the fresh air fill the room. It was a small step, but it felt like a new beginning, a chance to try again. One more time. I will try one more time. There were so many times I wanted to give up. The frustration of making mistakes again and again was almost too much. But I realized that giving up would mean losing a part of my dream. It wasn't about being perfect. It was about not giving up on something that mattered to me. It wasn't easy. There were still days when I felt like I was getting nowhere, when the fear of making mistakes was louder than anything else. But I held on. I remembered why I started. I remembered the dream that once made me feel excited. I remembered why I wanted to do this, to connect with others, to share my story, to learn more about the world. It wasn't about being perfect. It was about the love I had for learning and the hope that someday I could speak without fear. I don't know how long it will take. I don't know if I will ever speak English perfectly. But I do know one thing, I will not give up. I will keep trying, even when it feels impossible. Because this is my journey, and I am not ready to end it yet. Don't give up on learning. There were times when I felt like I could never say the words right. I remember standing in front of people, trying to speak, and feeling my face turn red when I couldn't find the right words. It felt like everyone was watching, waiting for me to make a mistake. The fear of embarrassment made me want to stop trying, to just stay silent. But then I remembered something important, mistakes are part of learning. No one starts perfect, and no one becomes great without first being bad at something. I realized that my mistakes weren't failures, they were steps forward. Every time I made a mistake, I learned something new. I grew stronger. I started to see my mistakes as friends. They were not here to stop me, they were here to help me learn. Each time I said a word wrong, I learned how to say it right. Each time I stumbled, I got back up, and I was a little better than before. It was slow, but it was progress. One day, I went to a cafe and decided to order in English. My heart was beating fast, my hands were shaking, and I was scared of making a mistake. But I remembered what I had promised myself. I would try, no matter what. So I spoke, slowly, carefully. And for the first time, the person understood me. They smiled, and I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time: pride. It was just a small moment. But for me, it was everything. It was proof that I could do it, that all my hard work was worth something. It was proof that I was not wasting my time, that I was growing, even if I couldn't always see it. There were still hard days. There were days when I felt frustrated, when the words wouldn't come, and I felt like giving up all over again. But I had learned something important. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to fall, as long as you get back up. Learning a new language is not easy, but it's worth it. Every word I learn, every sentence I say, is a step toward my dream. In English. I wanted to learn English so I could connect with others, so I could share my story with people from all over the world. I wanted to be able to talk to new friends, to understand different cultures, to be part of something bigger than myself. And even though it was hard, I knew that I couldn't give up. I may not be perfect, and I may never be. But that's okay. I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm doing my best. I'm not giving up, because this dream is too important to me. One day, I will be able to speak without fear. One day, I will be able to share my story with the world in English. And that day is getting closer, one word at a time. Don't give up on learning English. Every mistake is a step forward. Keep going, your story is still being written. This continuation emphasizes your struggle with learning English, highlighting the importance of embracing mistakes and showing progress, no matter how small. It's meant to inspire both you and others who are also on this journey to keep